Hello, good evening. The Chief Executive of Museum Wales says they'll have to stop taking in some artefacts as they face the largest funding cut in the museum's history. In a wide-ranging interview, Jane Richardson, who's been in the post since September, says the organisation will need to restructure to meet the challenges. Lucy Vladev reports.
Down in the bowels of a building in Cardiff, past precious paintings and ancient bones, the history of Wales is stored.
So this is part of the labyrinth of the behind-the-scenes part of the museum.
It's been an interesting year for Museum Wales. It's won multiple awards for its offering to the public, but also faces lower income and higher expenses, compounded by a decision from the Welsh Government last week, who provide most of its funding, to cut the budget back by 10.5%. For the relatively new Chief Executive, Jane Richardson, it means some tough decisions.
It is about what we continue to collect to tell the story of Wales, because although we can do less of that, history doesn't stop. And if you don't collect the important items from the stories that we're living through now, future generations won't have the benefit of understanding the period that we lived through. With any acquisitions, you have to understand, are we the best people to hold that item? Can we afford to? How does it fit with our overall story? So that's the conversations that my colleagues are having right at the moment, is what will our priority criteria be?
Part of the problem is a £90 million backlog of maintenance work, including leaking walls here in Cardiff, which is now putting Welsh history at risk. And it comes at the end of a challenging few months for Museum Wales after a bullying row involving a former boss, which left taxpayers with a bill of more than £600,000.
It has been a difficult time, and there's been a lot of coverage of the challenges that we faced here, and that's difficult for our team because they love what they do. We've done some amazing research, we've done some amazing outreach work, so I think, people are keen to put the past behind us.
So is the new Chief Executive hopeful for the year to come?
Yes, the money is difficult, but if we are brave in the decisions that we make so that we can be more resilient for the future, then I'm really hopeful. This organisation will go from strength to strength.
An outcome not only important to the organisation, but also the shared history of all of our communities across Wales.
A wedding DJ from Llanelli has admitted filming himself urinating on a cancer patient in a club toilet before posting it on social media. 40-year-old Lee Brookfield admitted common assault after the Boxing Day incident at Llanelli Tennis and Squash Club. He'll be sentenced at Llanelli Magistrates Court on the 19th of January. Cardiff Council say they won't be collecting Christmas trees from outside people's homes this year because of ongoing strike action. There have been limited bin collections in the capital over the last few months, with workers walking out in a dispute over pay. The council say there'll be drop-off points across the city for people to bring their trees. Now, stars of a new film inspired by the world's first medical trials in Swansea of the drug that became Viagra are hoping it will help shatter the taboos surrounding men's mental health. The new feature-length BBC drama Men Up has a stellar cast of familiar Welsh faces, as Gary Owen reports.
You're like Father Christmas, you are. The discovery of Viagra is described as a little-known chapter in the long history of Morriston Hospital. But now the story is the inspiration for a new film, Men Up, with a long list of big-name Welsh actors.
I was born in Morriston Hospital, where this remarkable story takes place, and I was living in Swansea at the time as well, and so would have, again, been familiar with the hospital at this time, but had no idea it was going on. It's an incredible story.
Much of the filming was done in and around Swansea and is based on the story of a group of ordinary men in the 90s who took part in the medical trials for the drug that became Viagra.
It's an incredibly moving story, and the script is very funny. I mean, we've got some cracking actors in it, so the script is great. But it's such a huge thing and such a terrible time in, these men's lives.
The little blue pill transformed the lives of people across the world. But in this fictionalised account, there's an important message about men's mental health.
It's extremely brave for these men to kind of open themselves up for a trial like this, especially in Welsh society at this point in time where men, held their cards very close to their chest.
Something about a trial? Come with me. At the premiere in Swansea, there was a sense of pride in the Welsh connection and the story behind the drug.
These days there's a lot of emphasis on mental health, which just didn't exist in the 90s. I think it's really important this film's being told now.
We'll be sending you home with a number of tablets.
The discovery of Viagra was a big moment in medical history. The first trials in Morriston were for a drug to help patients with angina, but its side effects led to it tackling a different problem. And Viagra became a controversial, profitable, and for many, life-changing drug.
And you can see Men Up tonight at 9 o'clock on BBC One Wales and on iPlayer. To the darts now, where Johnny Clayton has reached the last 16 of the World Championships. He's the last Welsh player left in the competition after Jim Williams and Gerwyn Price failed to win their third-round ties. Clayton takes on former champion Rob Cross in the next round tomorrow. And the festive football fixtures keep on coming. In the Championship, Cardiff City take on Leicester City this evening, while Swansea City are away at Coventry. In League Two, Newport County host Crewe Alexandra and Wrexham are at Walsall. All those games kicking off at 7:45. Let's take a look at the weather for the weekend now, and here's Sabrina with a forecast.
Hello again. Well, it's been quite the weather week, hasn't it? We've had stormy conditions and disruption at times, and we're not done with those lively conditions just yet as we head to the new year. The Met Office have issued a couple of weather warnings. The first one for rain. Highest rainfall totals will be expected in the northwest on Saturday. The ongoing chance for some localised flooding. Remember, the ground is saturated in places. And those wind gusts on Saturday, quite widely 45 to 50 miles an hour. There could be some wind damage and travel disruption as a result. This evening then we'll start off with a few scattered showers and some clearer skies, and then it's overnight where we'll see those winds freshen, cloud will thicken, and then the next band of rain will spill in. The chance for a little bit of winteriness over the highest mountains. Temperatures come the end of the night around 3 to 8 Celsius. Tomorrow then, 2 bands of rain will work their way across the country. It's the one through the afternoon that looks to be the heaviest. Can you see all this green shading? That shows some heavy, potentially thundery downpours. There's going to be some tricky travelling conditions on the roads. With that comes some squally winds too, especially ahead of and along this weather front. Those gusts in some of the windier spots in excess of 60 miles an hour. And it still looks pretty unsettled on New Year's Eve. That's your forecast.
And that's Wales Today. We'll be back with the latest at 5 to 11 after the BBC News and Men Up. For now, though, from all of us here, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.